welcome to the Cagesiders. Jeremy Long, along with the coach, Angelo Reyes, and we're once again back at the UFC Green Valley Gym. We're in the cage this time.
Instead of us being a Cagesider outside, we're a cage insider inside the cage.
You see what we did there? You like what we did there? Yeah, that's just for you guys. Well, Coach, I want to get right to it, man. We got a lot of good fights happening this weekend, from the UFC and MMA to boxing with Mikey Garcia and Adrien Broner.
Man, crazy. Now, UFC 214. This has got to be hands down the best card of the year for the UFC. So let's talk about the 3 title fights. Cyborg, Tanya Evinger. How do you like that one? Do you like it?
I like this matchup. I love this matchup because you know what? Evinger has no fear in her. She's going to bring it to Chris Cyborg. Now, how well is that going to work out? I don't know. Chris Cyborg is the most dominant, I want to say male and female between all the fighters. I think she's the most dominant one right now.
Yeah, she's definitely the baddest one.
Where you have champions literally dodging you, you know, you're a bad person.
Chris Weidman's like, I don't want to get in the way of that fight.
When Chris Weidman goes, nope, I got a lot of KOs on my record already. I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
but
no.
you know what? Again, Evinger, they
tough.
look about it. She's going to bring it right to her. I like this fight because, hey, if she knocks her off, she's to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well,
That's true.
To be the woman, you got to beat the woman, and we may see something. This may turn out to be a very special fight, a fight of the night.
Yeah, no, definitely a fight of the night candidate in my opinion. And Cyborg's going to bring it, guys. But I agree with my colleague here, Jeremy Long, saying Tanya Evinger is going to bring it. Right. And remember that even though she's going up to from 135 to 145, I think Evinger knows, hey, look, what is the worst case scenario for me? I'm going to go out there, I'm going to fight Cyborg, I lose, I'm going to be in the UFC at 135, and Evinger at 135 in the UFC, me likey. That's a scary thing. So, yeah, I think that's great. Now, Woodley Maia. I'm excited about this fight. What do you think, though? And you know I'm a big Damian Maia guy. So what do you think?
You know, I like Tyron Woodley in this fight. I think it's his time right now. I think it's long overdue for Damian Maia. I think he's a very talented fighter, of course, an exceptional grappler and jiu-jitsu practitioner and everything. I think right now it's Woodley's time. He's got a lot of power, man. He's a wrestler on a different kind of level, and I think right now he's in that groove. He's got that confidence, and there's something to be said with high-level athletes feeling that confidence, feeling that swagger. I like Woodley.
All right, well, I'll say this. Woodley, you did the right thing. You're the champ. You dictated the time of the fight. Instead of saying, I'm not waiting for nobody, you got to fight me on this one. So what happens? Damian Maia has less than 5 weeks to train. But here's the reason why I like Damian Maia. 40 years old, arguably, other than Frank Mir, the best jiu-jitsu person we've ever seen in the UFC, right? Yep. And when you wake up a sleeping dragon like that, a veteran who's already been in the ring with Anderson Silva and name him. He's been in the ring with names. He's got the streak. So I'm going to go. Slight favorite for me will be Damian Maia, even though he's the underdog. And I think Damian Maia can pull it off in 5 rounds with a submission.
Okay, there you go. Well, of course, the big one is John Jones in D.C.
The big one. You know what? Man, I like D.C. and I like John Jones. The only reason why I'm going to say D.C., and I hate myself for saying this, is I never know how a fighter will do when he's been off the ring for a very long time. This is our one thing that we talk about when we say Mayweather-McGregor. Right. Same thing. John Jones has been away for a long time. DC has been on that streak, and he's been active, and he really wants this. So even though my heart wants to say John Jones, it really does, my brain is saying I think DC might get the victory on this one. It's very close, split decision.
Yeah, we're going to find out, man. I like John Jones in this. Mikey Garcia, Adrien Broner coming up. But you know what? We're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hit Mayweather's gym. We're going to talk to Memphis Miller, right?
Yeah, and he's going to tell us about Adrien Broner and Mikey Garcia.
Stick around. We'll have more right after the break.
Welcome back, Cagesider fans. We're here hanging out at the Mayweather Boxing Gym with one of the very best, hottest, young prospects, Ladarius, Memphis Miller. 13 wins, and check this out. On his last 4 wins, 3 of them by knockout. My man just knocked somebody out back in April. Thanks for joining us on the show, Ladarius.
Oh, no problem, man. Thank you all for having me, man.
Now, you know we're a boxing MMA show, Memphis, so right off the bat, let me ask you this question, right? When you were growing up, did you get to watch MMA a little bit, or Was it more because you're from Tennessee, Memphis area, more like pro wrestling? What were you doing?
It was probably pro wrestling. You know, MMA. It wasn't as big when I was coming up, but now it's pretty big down there. But it definitely was pro wrestling. You know, a lot of the great wrestlers had their first break in Memphis. So yeah, I grew up all my life like watching like WWE, WWF. When WWF and Raw was beefing, I had my side, whichever side The Rock was on. That was the side that I was going for. So you know, I always been a big wrestling fan.
Wow, so The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. So can I ask you, is that with watching all of that wrestling, is that part of the reason why you're such an entertaining fighter? You kind of go out there, try to put on a show a little bit?
Absolutely. A lot of times I look at some of the old wrestling videos and tapes to see, you know, some of they, you know, little gimmicks and things that they would do to get the crowd into it. You know, like the Nature Boy, he had all of the way nobody talked trash like the Nature Boy. Like The Rock, he had all of his little moves that he would do, from the people's eyebrow to, you know, to the Rock says this, and Stone Cold, because Stone Cold says so. Like they had so much different things in their arsenal that just made them mega superstars. And I still think to this day that, as far as when you talk about getting the crowd into it, nobody gets the crowd into it like some of those wrestlers, man.
Well, speaking of getting the crowd into it, of course, you know, we got the Mayweather McGregor fight coming up, and you know, right now nobody can really talk about it. But let me just say, Cagesider fans, that I would not be surprised if you saw this young man on the undercard. He's one of the fastest rising stars at 135 pounds. So Mayweather McGregor, look, man, me and my colleague, our host Jeremy Long, we already said our piece on our show about exactly what's going to happen. And I know some people think that there's, you know, anything obviously can happen. But for me, man, I just got to keep it real. I already said I thought Floyd's going to knock him out 3 rounds or less. Anyways, a lot of people are giving me crap about it in the MMA community. But keeping it real, because you're a man who actually steps in there with the man. It's kind of like you play with Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, so let's say McGregor was the greatest athlete we've ever seen fighting, but never boxed a day. And this is going to be his pro debut for boxing against arguably the Michael Jordan of boxing. How do you see this playing out? Because some people are saying, well, McGregor might kick him or McGregor might do this. But how do you see the match playing out?
I just see Floyd winning, man. You know, it's something new that's never been done before. So with that being said, it's gonna be a great moment for fighting history, MMA, UFC, and boxing. So it's something rare that we never seen. You know, like I said, I just think I definitely see Floyd, you know, winning. I do see him stopping him. But, you know, like I said, it's still going to be great for the boxing world. Like I said, you can't never underestimate anybody. And if you've been in fighting long enough, I think Floyd knows that. Well, I know Floyd knows that, and I know McGregor knows that, you know, you can't underestimate anybody. So with that being said, it's just all about, you know, just seeing that moment, seeing that day come, and the whole atmosphere of the being in that building. You know, just seeing those guys get in the ring. But I definitely see Floyd getting a knockout. Maybe I think he might carry him. You know, I don't know. I feel like if Conor McGregor talks so much trash that if he goes 12 rounds, he's still gonna talk shit. So I feel like, you know, Floyd is gonna knock him out just so, you know, just to shut him up completely, because he talks so much shit. You know, Conor McGregor, he's just, man, it's just what he probably been talking shit since he came out of his mama's stomach or something. You know, that guy's just, man, he's a class act, man. So like I said, I think it's gonna be a great fight, a great moment in fighting history. You know, you got the best in the UFC, and you got the best in UFC, the highest paid in UFC. You know, he draws out the biggest crowd in UFC. You got the highest paid in boxing, the best in boxing, draws out the biggest crowd in boxing. You put those together, man, you got this mega fight that, you know, the world has never seen before in history. you know, it's gonna be spectacular, man.
Right. Now, one of the things that I like about Memphis Miller here is that he's not just, you know, you're really into your craft of boxing. You're always trying to perfect it. I know you're a bit of a showman when you're in there, but, you know, you're long, you're rangy, you got power. When we talk about that 135, like, for example, right now we just saw Mikey Garcia. He wins the belt. He's moving up now, fighting Adrien Broner at 140. Are you, in your head, are you just going to stay at 135 for a while? Or are you like, hey, man, first, when I get that belt, I'm going to do just like what Mikey did. I'm going to move up right away. What are you thinking?
No, right now I like the 135 weight division, and my goal is not just to get one belt at that weight, but to hopefully be able to unify the titles at that weight. That's my ultimate goal at 135, to get the belt. Then once I get it, unify the titles, you know, defend, you know, and then we'll go from there on and figure out what's the next move. But I don't want to be a guy that just get the belt and just run to the next weight class. You know, I just want to I feel like, you know, I want to get the belt, defend it, prove that I really am a champion at this weight. Not to prove that I really am a champion at that weight. You know, like I said, if I can get all four, shit, why not? Why not? I'm the type of guy I like to have it all. So, you know, if I get one of the four belts, I'm gonna want the next three. So yeah, I would like to unify once I do get the belt.
And that's awesome. Now, let me ask you that. Analytically, you know, you're watching outside, you're seeing a match being made like Mikey Garcia versus Adrien Broner. How would you see a fight like that play out, given that both guys are going to be at their best that night? What do you think?
I've said it before and I said it again. I definitely have Adrien Broner winning this fight. I've been knowing Adrien Broner for a long time. I've been in a ring with him before. He's talented. He's underestimated, you know, because of the things that he's done outside the ring. You know, he was young, you know, and young people make mistakes. So, like I said, but I've been seeing clips of him this training camp, and he looks like he's focused. You know, I think he's out there in Colorado training. You know, it's not much to do out there, so, you know, I think he's focused, and I think he's gonna be ready. You know, only way Mikey Garcia beat Adrien Broner in this fight is if Mikey Garcia is the better man. He's not gonna beat him because Adrien Broner wasn't focused. If he win against AB, it's because he's the better man. AB only lost to two fighters, and he lost to two tough fighters. He lost to Sean Porter and Maidana. Those guys are beat hands down. A lot of people top five favorite fighters right now. Maidana and Sean Porter would beat. You know, Adrien Broner is strong at 140. He hasn't, from what I see, he's fought the better competition. He's fought the more elite fighters. You know, he's been tested more. You know, like I said, so I'm gonna go with AB. I'm gonna go with experience. And right now, how I look at AB is the experienced fighter.
And experience always kind of wins out on everything. Right?
Experience kills. You know, experience kind of, you know, trumps out sometimes. They both young fighters. They both young fighters. So AB is the younger, experienced, faster guy. And I'm going to go with speed over power.
Thank you, Ladarius Memphis Miller. We're going to be watching you all the time. We're going to keep watching you do those knockouts. And Cagesider fans, when we return, we'll have more for you guys. Thanks.
I appreciate you all, Cagesiders fans, man. If you all watching this, you see this, follow me at Ladarius_Miller on Instagram and Twitter. My Facebook is Ladarius Miller, Ladarius Miller, Miller.
Any other shout-outs to any of the teammates? Any love for any of the Mayweather team promotion guys?
You know, I just want to say shout out to you know, my promoter. Man, he getting ready for the biggest, this mega fight. You know, I know he's going to handle his business. You know, I just also want to say shout out to the rest of my stable mates. You know, anybody out there who trying to do something with themselves that's positive, man, I just want to say shout you out, man. A lot of times, you know, people don't get the credit that they deserve, man, and I'm giving you your credit now. Like I said, man, keep doing what you're doing. You know, shout out to everybody who support me, man.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Welcome back, Cagesider fans, and that was really fun talking to Ladarius, Memphis Miller. Good luck to you on August 26th. And, buddy, you were at the Contender Series.
I did. The third week of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, where fighters can just jump to the head of the line and get a UFC contract. Screw all that Ultimate Fighter stuff. If you win, you're in, basically, if Dana hands you a contract. So we saw some great fights. I got to see a lot of good stuff happen.
You got to see Miesha Tate, which we love.
I love Miesha. And Karl, Roberson, and Geoff Neal ended up with the UFC contract. So this is what they had to say after their fights.
Freshly into the UFC, man, give us an idea of how you're feeling right now.
I don't feel anything right now. It hasn't sank in yet that I'm actually in the UFC. Now this has been my goal since I started MMA, and now I'm here, Just got done fighting 11 days ago, came in here, same results, got a contract.
Can you talk about that? That's a pretty special journey. I mean, you took this fight on 3 days' notice, a fight 11 days ago. I mean, what was it like when you got the opportunity for this? And, was there a chance that you weren't going to be able to take it?
Oh, there was no doubt in my mind that I was going to take the fight. I was at work, and my coach called me, like, hey, I got you a fight on the Contender Series on Tuesday. I left work right then and there, told him I'm not going to be here this weekend. I'm gone. I didn't care if they fired me or not. I was planning on coming in here, getting the $10,000 and getting a UFC contract, and it happened.
Do you know if you have a job to go back to?
I'm pretty sure I got a job to go back to. They love me there, so they're not going to do that to me.
This night was full of finishes. I mean, this was a very exciting night of fights. So,
Yes,
when the fights wrapped up, yours was done, you're watching the others. How did you feel? Did you think I definitely did enough?
I felt like I did enough, Actually felt the dude, I think his name Kyle Stewart, I kind of felt like he would get it over me, but I'm not complaining. I'm blessed to have it, so I'm going to take it.
What's the move from here? I mean, do you need to take a little break? I mean, after two fights in 11 days, you want to rest
breaks,
before you make your debut?
no breaks, because I'm injury free. Why take a break when you don't need to? My next opponent's probably not resting right now, so got to get ready.
Talk about sitting over here in the corner while you're waiting to get that nod. How are the nerves? I mean, were you pretty confident that you got it? And I mean, you guys are kind of sitting there trying to make small talk, but talk about the emotion, what it was like to sit there waiting to get that nod.
It was like waiting to see if you get in trouble or not. Like if your mom sends you in the corner, like you might be in trouble. I mean, there was no nerves in there. I was just happy that I won. It was a relief that I got all this out the way. 2 fights within 12 days, Happy about that.
Your friends and family, you're hopping right back in there so quick. Were they supportive of it? Did they have any worries?
I had an incredible amount of support. I just actually posted about it today, and I had everybody flooding my phone with good luck, do work, all that. So everybody's supportive.
What can you tell us maybe about yourself that fans may not know that they might find interesting?
Nothing. I'm a simple guy.
What do you do like in your spare time? Is it all fighting? Is it all
It's
about the crowd?
fighting, working, and playing my video game. That is it. That's my life.
What's your video game?
Xbox. I play Xbox. Oh, I have a kid on the way. December 9th, a beautiful girl named Alex Schoenfield. I'm excited. We're going to hold off to see the gender. We're not going to do the whole gender reveal thing. We're just going to wait till the baby's born.
Well, obviously, I'm sure it's still settling in a little bit that you're in the UFC, but give us the emotions right now.
Man, it's going crazy. It's all over the place. I'm so happy. Like, hard work really paid off, and like it feels so good that the grind actually pays off. Like, you don't like the feeling is crazy. Like it feels surreal. Like I'm just like not in my body right now, just looking down.
Not a lot to talk about the fight itself, I guess, right?
Nah.
What'd you think? How did it play out in there?
We go in there. We got to get stuff finished. We got to hit hard and be dangerous everywhere. You can't be lazy. And he took a lazy. He went hard for the shot, got lazy with the takedown, and left his head exposed, and got to take advantage of positions like that.
What did you think of as you were watching the fights unfold night? Because this was a great night of fights.
Yeah, everybody was out. Everybody out was coming to get it. Everybody was coming to get it. Hard kicks, hard punches, knockouts, finishes. Everybody wanted it. So it was crazy. It was just a great atmosphere.
Is that as you're watching the fights unfold, are you thinking, I got to do something extra special?
Yeah, like I got to stand out. These guys is coming. I'm the last fight in the main card, so I got to show out. Got to finish this guy early.
Very nice. What do you think the next move is for you? I mean, it's such a unique position to fight your way in. I mean, do you want to keep the momentum going? Do you need to chill a little bit?
I'm ready to go. I don't need to chill. I'll run right back into camp. You want me to go 185? I'll go to 185. And anybody, I'd rather have one of the top 10 because I want to hop right in the Shark's den, right in the Shark pit. I want someone hard. Let's go.
Have you watched the Contender Series since you knew you were going to fight in it the previous weeks?
Yeah.
And how did that kind of shape the way that you came out and performed tonight?
Let's say I had a couple friends in the zoo. Sydney Outlaw, they was in the Contender Series. So it was like everybody I trained with. So it was like everybody got to go hard. We're all pushing ourselves in the gym. Everybody pushing ourselves and like it mentally prepared us better.
What was your first conversation with Dana like right after you got the contract?
First thing he asked me was like, how much do you weigh? I'm like, 211. He was like, so you been down to 185? Right then I knew, okay, I'm not fighting 205. So I'm like, yeah, I've been down to 185 a couple times. I made the weight, so I'm ready to go. He's like, all right, good.
How long has it been since you've been down at the 185?
2 fights now. So 2 fights, I've been 205, so about, like, say, 2 months, a month.
And is that one of the things, kind of thinking about it, getting in, that you might have had to go down to 185?
Yeah, I was already,
kind
of preparing, already, like, mentally ready for it, like, because my boy Corey Anderson, he fights at 205, and we really don't want to have to even put that in the mix to have to fight each other. So he take over the 205, I take it 185. Let's go.
How big of an impact and how quick till you make a big move on that division?
What's that? Whenever he called me, I'm ready. He said, let's say Frankie's fighting on the November card in New York City. I'm down. I'm from Jersey. I love to fight in New York. Anything coming up, let's go.
Well, there you go. Geoff Neal, Karl Roberson, impressive in victory. And congratulations to Geoff Neal, whose wife's going to have a baby. They're
That's
having
awesome.
a baby on the way and everything.
Congratulations,
and best of luck to these guys as they start their UFC journeys.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a very fun career. I love it. I'm glad that you were there, and I love this whole Dana White Contender series, man. It's so great. Promoter Dana White. Mark my words, he's going to be in boxing.
There you go. You heard it here. Stay with us after the break. We're going to have a little bit more from the Cagesiders.
Welcome back, Cagesider fans. Fun show. Fun show, Jeremy.
Always.
You know, just real quick before we go, Mikey Garcia, Adrien Broner, we heard what Memphis Miller had to say to us. I got to lean Mikey Garcia on this one, man, even though I love Adrien Broner, just like Memphis said. What do you think, though? Are you leaning with me, Mikey Garcia? What do you think?
What? I love the confidence a while back whenever we had him on the podcast. I loved talking to him, his energy, his focus. Adrien Broner is no gimme.
Yeah.
That's a tough fight for both of these guys. If Mikey gets it, he's the next thing. He's the big guy, but Adrien, he seems more focused.
More fun. And he doesn't want to lose $500,000 missing weight this time.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens, man. But he's lost 2 title fights on those scales.
Right.
Before it's ever begun twice before.
Right.
So we'll see what happens at 140 as they contest this fight. So for everyone here at the UFC Gym and Cagesiders Action Channel 2, hey, check out our shirts. Go on Cagesiders.com. You can pick your own up for you or loved ones who like repressed memories of fights and getting punched in the head.
Hey, make sure you guys watch tomorrow night, UFC 214, Showtime Boxing.
There you go. We'll see you next time on the Cagesiders.